Hello and welcome. This is Christina Hills with the Website Creation Workshop and the Website Marketing Workshop, and you are here for the top 10 plugins every website needs and why. And my name is Christina Hills, and I am your WordPress coach and teacher. I've been teaching WordPress since 2008. I specialize in teaching coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, business owners, artists, spiritual healers how to create their websites in the Website Creation Workshop. That's my flagship course. And before I was an online teacher with an online business, I was a visual effects artist. I worked for George Lucas's company, Industrial Light and Magic, and these are some of the films that I worked on: Star Wars, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and Jurassic Park. And you can go rent Star Wars Episode 1. That's the one that came out in the 90s, not the one that came out in the 70s. And if you look in the credits, you will find my name. Here are some of the other films that I worked on. E.T., this was the re-release, and this was Jurassic Park 2. This was a lot of fun. My job was to put the dinosaur in the scene and, add the red glow and add the smoke over the dinosaur and make it look real. And again, the most famous film that I worked on was Star Wars Episode 1. And that was really, really a lot of fun. But then when I wanted to have a family, I decided to become an online entrepreneur. Well, we're talking about WordPress websites today. And if you don't have a WordPress site, you'll want to join my foundation course. And you can email support@websitecreationworkshop.com if you're interested in my beginner foundation course. But if you're here and you are a beginner, you're still going to get value out of listening to this training. So just follow along. But again, remember that email address. All right, so we're talking about websites, and websites are made of pages. So it's common that you have a home page, a programs page, an about page, a contact us page, and a blog. And under your programs, you might do group coaching, or maybe you do personal consultations, or maybe you have courses. And then blogging, which is something that I love to do, those are various articles. And you might not call it your blog, you might call it your news or latest tips or something else. So here's just a few different screenshots of my site: my home page, my programs page, my about page, my contact page, and my blog. So what I want to do now is go through the 8 main WordPress components, just to sort of give you a lay of the land. And for many people, you'll already know this well, and some of you, it'll be nice to see this review. So we're going to go inside and look at the gears and see how WordPress works. So the 8 main components, will start with pages, right? Like I said, your website is made up of pages, and when you log into your admin, the pages area looks like this. Then you have your blog posts, and actually posts are listed up higher in this admin dashboard, and that's where you have all your articles. And if you do podcasting, they would be part of your posts. Then there are menus, right? The menus are your top navigation, maybe a footer navigation. This is the menus area. Then there is your media library, and I have a really fun plugin about the media library that I'm going to show you. And the media library is where you store all your images and other media, like you might store PDFs or you might store videos there. Then the next area are your plugins, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, my top 10 favorite plugins. The next important area is the widgets, and widgets, I hate the word widgets because it sounds so super techy, but it's basically your sidebars. The next area are themes. Themes are the design of your website. And then the last area are your users, right? And those are the people who have a login to your WordPress site, and that could be you or any other assistants. So these are all the main components. And there are other things in here that I didn't talk about, like tools and settings, but these are the main things you're thinking about and you're going to daily. So again, this training is for folks who already have a WordPress website and don't need my foundation course, but stick around and just learn what you can. But again, this is more for people who have a WordPress site. All right, so I have this kind of visual quiz, right? And it goes along with, do you have a website? So I'm going to just sort of step through this. And I love flow charts. That's why I put this in. And I'm a very visual person. That's why I like to teach with pictures. So do you have a website? Well, yes, you have a website, or no. If you don't have a website, then you'll be interested in my foundation program, which is at websitecreationclass.com. Do you have a WordPress site? Well, yes or no. If it's not WordPress, again, if you want to study with me, my foundation program is the best place to start. And here's the other question that I ask people. Can you do these things? Do you know how to create a page? Do you know how to create a blog post? Do you know the difference between a page and a blog post? Do you know how to create a menu? Do you know how to upload a picture? Do you know how to change themes? Do you know how to add a plugin? So if you said yes to all this, then this training today is for you. All right, so if the answer was no to my poll, right? If you're not that comfortable with WordPress, you can still stick around because everybody always gets something from my trainings. All right, so we're jumping in now. We're going to focus on plugins. All right, so what are WordPress plugins? Plugins are like adding apps to your phone. So your phone comes, you buy it from the store or online, and it comes standard, and then plugins are like the extra apps that you add onto your phone, and everybody always has a different collection of apps. So plugins can be visible effects, or they can be behind the scenes functions. So what I'm going to show to you today are going to be a little bit of both. So visible effect is something you see on the outside, like falling snow. Now, falling snow is kind of a fun thing that I sometimes put on my site around the holidays. You see snow falling. Another visible effect that is very useful are social sharing. So social media sharing icons, and I'm going to talk about that some more today as well. Then plugins can also be behind the scenes, like a backup plugin, and I'll be talking about doing backups. And I hope everybody who has a WordPress site is doing backups, but we will talk about that. And the other behind the scenes is search engine optimization. And I'll be talking about this plugin as well, so that you can customize your site that makes it friendly for the search engines. So when there are over 60,000 plugins, how do you choose? Right? How do you choose what plugin? Well, again, stay with me till the end where you can ask your questions. All right, so what are you learning today? So today we're going to cover my top 10 list of easy WordPress plugins every website needs. So number one, search engine optimization. So what is SEO? SEO, search engine optimization, and what that is although WordPress is already very search engine friendly, there are things you can do to boost your SEO results without needing to hire an SEO expert. People often think, oh, do I have to hire somebody? And then, you know, I say no, there's a lot of things you can do on your own. So Yoast SEO is one of the most popular search engine optimization plugins. There's another one called Rank Math, which is also very popular, but this is the one that I know the best. What I like about Yoast is it helps improve your readability, and it helps create a special map for Google. And even if you don't want to SEO your site, like maybe you don't care if the search engines find it, it will help you become a better writer. So Yoast SEO helps you show up in search, and this is inside WordPress, and you can see there's this little snippet preview of what it will look like on the search engines. And this is my favorite part. It helps with readability. So Yoast SEO will show you if you've got 4 consecutive sentences starting with the same word, so you can change that up, and then some of the sentences don't have transition words, so this gave a readability score of orange, yellow, and what you're looking for is green. So you want to get all green lights in it. It just makes it kind of fun, and you can see down here I have green lights, so all I'd have to do is fix this and then it would show up in the green section. So that was Yoast SEO, which is my first plugin. And these plugins are not in order of importance. They're just in order. And I always use the free version of Yoast SEO. I've never found the need for the paid version. The paid version's probably cool, but I always use the free version. All right, so my next plugin in my top 10 is about cloning your pages. So what is cloning? Cloning is copying a page or a post. So I had this blog post on my Simple Truth webinar, and then I decided to do this one, the top 10 plugins. So instead of kind of retyping everything and putting the picture in, I just cloned it, right? So I just said, go ahead and duplicate this, and made it a lot easier. So the plugin I use is called Yoast Duplicate Post. It used to have a different name, and then the Yoast company bought the other little plugin company. So it used to be called Duplicate Post, and now it's called Yoast Duplicate Post to have their branding. And it duplicates your pages or posts into a new draft, saving you the time of copying over your content. And here's an example. Let's say you have clients and you have a portfolio page. You can duplicate that first client and then edit it and swap things out for your new client. And this plugin, so easy, so super easy. And you'll see I'm in the admin here. I'm in the classic editor. Once you add that plugin, then there's this little link, copy to a new draft. All right, so that was number 2, and I'll recap at the end. Number 3 is a plugin to automatically add images to your site. So have you ever experienced finding, downloading, and uploading images to your website takes time? So that I've had that problem. It's like, oh, I want a picture, and now I got to go to a stock site, and it just takes time. But this plugin is my new favorite plugin. It's called Instant Images. It instantly adds images from Unsplash, Pixabay, Pexels, and Openverse, which is relatively new. So once you install this plugin and activate activate this plugin, then you will see, and I'm looking inside the admin dashboard, you will see under Media, there's now an Instant Images place, and you can find images and you can type in the search, and you can search on Unsplash, Openverse, Pixabay, and Pexels. Right? So there are four different stock sites, and it basically brings it inside your WordPress site. So all you have to do is search and then find a picture and then click on it. And each of these sites have, slightly different images. So it's really up to you which one that you want to use. So sometimes I'll look on Unsplash, and if I don't find what I like, I'll try Openverse or I'll try Pixabay. So it's really, really, really up to you. But it's just great. You click on it, and then it immediately puts that image you click on into your media library. Totally, totally saves. It solves the problem of finding images quickly and loading them into your site. So super fun plugin. Now, this is really important in terms of copyright issues, of having the rights to use those photos. I am not a lawyer, so don't hold me responsible. I'm not a lawyer. You're going to want to check with each stock photo service on your own for the terms. Now, I'll tell you, my understanding is they're all free for you to use, with no copyright issues at all. But again, it's up to those stock photo sites to make sure that you have the rights to use them. In any case, my disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. So what I do is I use it and I'm not worrying about it, but I'll leave that up to you. All right. Number 4 is redirection, right? Just like you're going down the road and you hit a detour and you got to go somewhere else. This is, once you understand the concept of what this plugin is, it's really powerful and really useful. So for example, redirection is something that can jump you to another page. So when I open my registration for the website creation workshop, I have a next workshop link that takes you to a coming soon, but then when it's open, then it takes you straight to the enrollment page. So a person would type in one URL, and the redirection plugin would automatically redirect them somewhere else. So that is what it does. Super simple and easy to do. You set it up. So yeah, I think I have a screenshot of that. Again, so it redirects you to jump to another page. And this is what the plugin looks like. It's called redirection. It's a great alternative to taking down a page. So let's say you teach a class and the class is open, and then you're closing the class because now you're teaching it. Instead of taking your page down, you can redirect to classes closed or coming soon for next time. It's also great for redirecting people to a product sold out or anything like that, where you don't want to delete or remove your original content. So you redirect people. And here's the screenshot of what it looks like inside. So it's in the tools area, and I don't think you can see it on my screen. And when you add a redirect, you put in the source where you want to redirect from and where you want to send them to. So that's easy. From and to. So the product is sold out, so you redirect them to the sold out page, but you don't have to bother to take the page down. So it's so it's just redirecting where people are going. All right, so that was number 4 in my top 10 list. This is number 5. Let's hide some widgets. Let's hide some widgets. So a widget, well, I call it, there's widgets and widget areas. So a widget area are like shelves in a bookcase, and widgets are the things you put into the shelves. So that's the way I think of it. So here's a very simple example from one of my students a few years ago. So here is this sidebar widget. So this is the widget area, and on this bookshelf, right, so to speak, she has a search box, a related post, archives, and categories. So widgets are the things you put into the widget area. This widget area is called the sidebar widget. And here's a screenshot from my blog at the Website Creation Workshop. And here are the different widgets. And this plugin that I'm about to tell you about, it helps you decide which widgets, which thingies, do you want to hide or show on different pages. And this plugin is called Widget Options. It manages the visibility, so you've got more control. And so maybe you want some widgets on some pages but not on others. So once you have this plugin installed and activated, you can click on this visibility button and decide maybe you don't want this PDF download visible on a certain page, so you can hide it if the page is, and then there's a drop down here. So let me show you that. So here's my opt-in box on the sidebar. So if somebody opts in for this report, then on the thank you page, you would hide it, right? There'd be no reason to have it again. That might confuse people. So you come to my blog and then you opt in. If you opt in from the sidebar, then the thank you page would have that hidden. All right, so that is called widget options. All right, the next one is about excluding pages from your site search. Now again, remember, these are my top 10 easy plugins that are really easy to use. They're not super complex. And let me show you what this one does. Okay, so most websites have search boxes. So on my site, there's a sidebar search box, and maybe it's at the top, maybe it's at the bottom, maybe it's in your footer. So sometimes you've got pages that you want to hide from the search. So for example, if you've got, like, maybe you've taken a survey, or maybe you've somebody's submitted a question, or maybe someone has opted in. So these are your thank you pages. And you don't really want somebody to search for your thank you page. You want it to be hidden because there's no reason for it to be there. Well, this plugin is called Search Exclude. And again, all these plugins I've been showing you are free plugins. So Search Exclude. And the way it works, it's so easy. I love this. I love easy plugins. This one's so easy. Once you install it and activate it, then you'll see on the right-hand side this little Search Exclude, and you can check the box and it will exclude the page or the post from the search results. So this is my productivity tips page that people get to once they've opted in, and I don't want people to be able to search and find it. I want people to opt in so I can, connect with them and follow up, and so I have that excluded. Now let me just explain, because some people often get confused. To exclude a page or a post from a site search, and I have a picture on the next slide, you'd use the search exclude. To exclude a page or a post from a Google search, you'd use the Yoast SEO plugin, and you can have both plugins. So here's an example. So a site search is on your website, you have a search box. Not everybody does. I think it's a good idea. I have so many articles on my blog, I definitely need a search box. So that's a site search versus a Google search, right? So that's what I was explaining here. You would use search exclude for your site search. And if you wanted Google, if you didn't want somebody to find something when they're searching on Google, you'd use the Yoast SEO plugin. All right, just another quick reminder, stay till the end. I'm going to answer questions live and review some websites. Okay, we are up to number 7, which is forms on your site. So a lot of themes include a contact form, but so sometimes it's built in to the theme design you're using. Well, form plugins go way beyond what any of the themes can do. And my favorite form plugin is called Gravity Forms. Now, this is a paid plugin. Now, there's also some free ones, but I really like Gravity Forms, and so that's why I use this one exclusively. It has conditional logic, meaning if they answered a question a certain way, then show them another question. So it's got smartness built in, if that's a word. Gravity Forms. So it's a paid plugin, but I think it's totally worth the price. And this is inside your WordPress dashboard. You would have a forms area that someone could fill out a form. And they can be all kinds of forms. You can have as many forms as you want. And when they fill out the form, you can send them an email. You can send yourself an email. And let me just show this conditional logic. So if you wanted to do something else, right? So if they filled out the form and they answered it in a certain way, then you can give them a different question. So that's why I like Gravity Forms. Now here are 2 free form plugins that are also good. Ninja Forms, I teach this in my courses. And then there's also WP Forms. And this one is very popular. I like Ninja Forms a little bit better, but both of these are free versus Gravity Forms, which is a paid form. All right, number 8, right? So we're getting up to the top 10. We're up to number 8, which is social media sharing. So social media sharing is giving people the ability to share your site on social media. And so let me kind of explain with these other pictures. So on the internet, your website is your core, is your hub, is your home on the internet. And then there's all these other places people go. And you want people to be able to share, if they like your article, share out to various social media. And you can also share it yourself. Then from the social media, right, if someone is on Facebook and you've shared your website, then especially if you share it to the public, they'll see it and they'll come back to your site. So you want to think of this sharing as a two-way street. You want to share your site to, or share your articles to the social media, and then on social media you want to attract, right? And there's different communities in all these different places. Each of these social medias have their own vibe. So by adding social sharing plugins, you can let people share off to the social media sites. So for example, you don't have to have a Twitter account. Maybe you don't like Twitter, but somebody else visiting your site might have a Twitter account and they might want to share it. So you don't have to be on all these sites, like you don't have to be on Pinterest or Tumblr or LinkedIn or Twitter, but I would give people the opportunity to share. Now, I believe everybody should be on at least Facebook and LinkedIn. Everyone should have that kind of a presence. But again, everybody's business is different, everybody's market is different. So, but let other people share. So here's an example. So if you clicked share to Facebook, then a Facebook dialog box would pop up. You can say a few things. It'll pull up your article automatically. You can decide if you want to share it to the public or just share it to your friends, and then you can click on share link. Just stepping you through these others. Sharing with onto Twitter, it'll pop this up, and again, this is for people who have a Twitter account, and then you can click to tweet it out. Same with LinkedIn, right? It's the same kind of process. This is a little dialog box that pops up, and Pinterest as well, so they're all slightly different. So there are a lot of different social share icons, and so I'll show you a couple that I like, but you might have to decide which ones you like the best. And then there's follow me, right? So there's a slight difference between social sharing and follow me. Let me click to the next slide. Social share icons and social share buttons. I like this one. And then this one, add to any. So there's social sharing, right, which is share the article out. And then there's also follow me, where somebody comes to your site and they're like, oh, they really like what they see and they want to follow you on Instagram, or they want to follow you on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. So, and many of these plugins will do the same thing. They will give you follow me and they'll also give you social sharing. All right, we're now up to number 9, which are finding moldy plugins, right? So what is a moldy plugin? So a moldy plugin is a plugin that gets old and stale. So sometimes developers abandon plugins. And when you go look at that plugin, and I'm going to talk about WordPress.org, which has a directory or a listing of all the plugins. If you see something old that says last updated 4 years ago, it is probably abandoned, right? So how do you know when a plugin gets abandoned? I mean, this happens sometimes. You learn of a plugin and you're like, oh, this is great, I really love it. And then you don't realize it, but it has been abandoned, right? An abandoned plugin means the developer has gotten bored with it and is not keeping it up to date. Well, I got a solution for you. WordFence Security. So WordFence Security does lots of things. It sometimes does too much. So if you've got WordFence Security and it's constantly sending you emails, there's a way to turn that off. But it does a lot of things. But what I'm demonstrating now is the scanning feature. And again, if you're listening to me and you don't have a WordPress site, some of these things I'm talking about might be a little bit sort of over your head, but just sort of listen and glean with what you can, because we're inside the backend admin area. So if you install WordFence, and they have a free and a paid version, I've only used the free, I've never used the paid version, it's probably good. But this is what I love about it. You go to the scan area and you click to start a new scan and you let it run. Sometimes it takes a long time and it'll show you like, oh, this one seems to be abandoned. and oh, this also seems to be abandoned. And down here, I didn't circle it. One of my plugins just needed an upgrade, just needed to be updated, but it wasn't abandoned. So this was a different scan that I did, and this plugin was removed. So that's a critical error. It was removed, and so you'll want to delete it out. So this is the number one thing I like about WordFence is this scanning. You know, you could run a scan maybe once a month or something and see, gee, have any of your plugins gotten moldy? If so, you may want to remove it or find another one. All right, so my last one is on speeding your site up. So this is number 10. So you can speed up your website by caching it. Caching it. So what is caching? Right? It's a term. I'm not crazy about that term, but that's the word we have. And a cache is a stored snapshot of your website. So for example, you're out here in nature, right? And the clouds are moving and the trees are kind of blowing a little bit in the wind. You take a snapshot. So that's what your website looks like at that moment in time. And a lot of times things on your website, they're not changing constantly. Like your About Us page or your home page is not changing constantly, but maybe you're putting up new articles once a week or once a month. Well, this is my favorite caching plugin. It's called WP Rocket. WP Rocket. It is a paid plugin, and it helps your site go faster. And I've used other caching plugins, and they were good, but this one is really much better. So if you've got a web host that's a little bit slow, but you don't want to bother to switch hosting, christinasresources.com/WP-Rocket. WP Rocket is a really great one. And I was resistant. I was using free ones for years. And then my friend convinced me, he's like, you really got to go with WP Rocket. It's really going to make your site load faster. So that's what I did. But here's a couple of others, right? If you don't have the budget and you want a caching plugin to make your site go faster, try Auto Optimize or W3 Total Cache. So those are two free ones. All right, let me recap my top 10 easy plugins that I went over. Yoast SEO. For search engine, Yoast Duplicate Post to copy pages, Instant Images to pull images in, Redirection to redirect your pages to another page, Widget Options to turn off widgets on certain pages, Search Exclude to hide your thank you page from your on-site search, Gravity Forms for contact us forms or intake forms, social media sharing for you to share and for other people to share, WordFence to scan your site and keep it safe from moldy plugins, and the caching plugins to make your site go faster, WP Rocket. All right, so I've gone through my top 10, but are we forgetting something, right? You're probably thinking, oh, Christina, you are forgetting something. And it's backups. Oh no, I didn't make a backup. This happens. I hear it all the time. Somebody says something went wrong with their site, and then I say, do you have a backup? And they often say no. So here's the thing. WordPress software, the themes or the plugins, sometimes they break. Right? So it happens, not that often, but sometimes they break. And it could break when you're doing an update. Maybe it'll break. Or a hacker could sneak into your site. I had that happen to me years ago where someone hacked into my site and I had a backup, so I was able to recover it. Or there could be some kind of act of God where your hosting company is in some area that's flooded and maybe something bizarre happens that way. Now, nowadays, most hosting companies have their servers all over the globe, so that doesn't happen, but you never know. So here's the thing about backups. They're like insurance. You rarely need them, but when you do, it's important, right? We all have car insurance, but it's very rare that we get in an auto accident, but when you do, you really want it. So you're going to want to have a backup plugin, and since this is so important, this is not part of my top 10. It just stands on its own, that you should have a backup plugin. So there's a lot of different ones. Here are a couple that I like that are free. Updraft Plus is a good backup plugin. And then Manage WP. It's called Manage WP Worker, which I don't know why they call it that. Both of them are good. What I like about Manage WP is they've got a free and a paid version, but if you've got multiple websites, then it makes it really easy to update and back up everything from one place. So if you've got more than one website, this is a good place. And your hosting company will probably do backups, but it's always good to have your own. Like if I'm going to make a whole bunch of changes, I'll run a backup before I make a whole bunch of changes. So, in a pinch, you might be able to use your hosting companies, but you never know. It might be a week or 2 weeks old. You don't know how current it is. So that's Manage WP, which I like a lot. And you can find it at christinasresources.com/Manage WP. All right, so before we get to questions, I just have a few more slides on the quick steps to evaluate any plugin. So plugins are like these little robots, and they help you, on your site. All right, here's how you evaluate a plugin. So there's 2 places to go. You can find plugins inside your admin. So that gives you a list of potential plugins. So there's ones you can add, and then there's ones that are already installed. So inside your WordPress area, and this is the self-hosted version of WordPress. If you're on WordPress.com, I don't think they give you this capability. Or you can go to WordPress.org. That's where the directory is for plugins. So I just want to point out, any plugins you find by going to the website WordPress.org is the same as the plugins you would find inside your admin. So it's the same set of plugins, and you can search for them inside. But it is really much, much easier to evaluate it if you go to the website, not do it from inside, and use the search. Right, so for example, Foo Gallery is a gallery plugin, and you do a search and you find it, and then you can evaluate it. So let me show you how to evaluate. So you want to look at, when you click on the plugin, so let me just back up. So if you search for something, you find it, you click, and then here's how you evaluate it. So this is a screenshot of this plugin. You want to look at when it was last updated and how many active installations. So this one, at the time that I took this screenshot, it was updated 2 months ago. So that's pretty good. If it's within 2 years, that's pretty good. If you see last updated 7 years ago, 5 years ago, that's way too long and it's not good. Active installations tells you how many people are using it. So that's really useful because in this instance there's 200,000 people using this plugin, which is great. It means it's a very active plugin. If you look and there's only 10 people using it, then you might want to shy away from it. Unless it's a brand new plugin, somebody with a reputation told you about it, and then it's safe to use one when there's not a lot of people. But in general, most people are not friends with plugin developers. So you really want to look at the active installations. Now, the other thing you want to look at are the star ratings. Now, I skipped over tested up to because that's not always that important, but that's more info for you know, plugin developers. But the star ratings show you, how many people are liking it. And in this instance, there are 723 people who gave it 5 stars, and then there's a few that gave it 1 or 2 stars. And just like restaurant reviews, there's always going to be the haters, right, who just like to complain, but this is a pretty good ratio. And then the support forum, that's the tab up here, and I don't have a screenshot for that. You can look and just see how active it is. And if people are active in the support forum, that's a good sign. If you click there and no one's posted anything for 2 years, that's not a good sign. So, okay, you got a WordPress site. That's what I've been talking about today is WordPress websites. But is it helping you market your business? So you're in the right place if you just know that you should be doing more with your WordPress website, but you're not exactly sure what to do. And you're in the right place now if you already have a WordPress website. Because what I want to do is talk about my website marketing workshop, and that is my program for people who already have a WordPress website and know the fundamentals. So I've got 7 modules to transform your website into a client magnet. You can start where you most need it, immediate 24/7 access. I run 2 live coaching webinars a month. All the webinars are recorded for download and replay, and it has an extensive video library of videos that I've made to teach you how to do things in WordPress. And you get answers to questions about your business and your website. And we have a Facebook group for community support. So many things people want to do. Here's one example is upgrade their theme to a new theme design. So if you don't like your current web design and you want to switch to another theme, I know someone had commented about themes. You'll learn how to do that. You'll learn how to find and choose a new theme that you love that's easy to work with and customizable that won't break or get out of date. How to replace your old theme, again, without breaking it, without a web designer who maybe is long gone. And how to evaluate theme providers and theme marketplaces, because there's free themes and paid themes, and there's pros and cons to themes or page builders. So you're going to learn how to change your theme. Then I've got content creation secrets. How often should you blog? How long should your blog posts be? How to develop a habit and system for creating content for your website and later posting to social media that I talked about. How to find and add inspiring images and videos to your blog posts. Then we've got a social media module, how to get more social followers when people visit your site with easy to add social media buttons, how to know which social media sites to use and which you can ignore, and how to get people to share your articles, blog posts, and ideas across the web with these social sharing buttons. Then we've got the Grow Your Email List module. So email marketing explained simply and demystified. How to easily add stylish email sign-up boxes anywhere on your site. Step-by-step how-to instructions to set up any email marketing system with your new sign-up boxes. So if you got a website but you don't have email marketing integrated, this is a great place for you to be. Then how to sell from your site, how to add easy payment buttons to your site, how you can add PayPal, Stripe, Amazon, or any shopping cart you like, how you can do this in just minutes with no techie skills required. Then the SEO module, how to write articles that will make you show up higher in Google, how to optimize any page or blog post for Google rankings, simple adjustments and plugins to use on your site that will help with these rankings. Then we have a module on making your site safe, fast, and efficient. So how to update your out-of-date plugins, how to know how to do that without having to hire somebody. If you don't have a security certificate, you'll learn about making your site SSL, and you'll learn the details on cleaning out old and abandoned themes and plugins and broken stuff that a developer would be charging you big bucks for. So if you've got, like I showed you, those outdated plugins, this is something you can do yourself without having to be reliant on a developer. Track and analyze your visitors. So this is the we'll learn how to use Google Analytics, how to understand what is happening on your site and know what your visitors are doing. How can you improve your website, make it more sticky so people stay there longer, converting prospects to customers. Then for those of you who have a site and want to learn how to add Divi, then I've got the Divi theme training so you can upgrade your site to a Divi designed website. And Divi is a premium theme that a lot of web designers use and charge a lot of money, and I'll teach you the simple ways you can work with it if you want to. This is basically a bonus. All right, so here's your website marketing cycle. So you might want to upgrade to a new theme. You might have content you want to create. You might want to leverage social media. You might be working on building an email list, getting traffic from the search engines, selling online, or tracking your stats. So the reason why I have this in a cycle is because there's not a specific order that you need to go in. Like some people come into this program and they're working on creating content, and other people are focusing on upgrading their site, and other people are focusing on building an email list from their website. The program includes 2 coaching monthly webinars. So you bring your questions you have about marketing your website, and you get coaching directly from me and my tech coaches. You can attend live or listen later. You can submit questions ahead of time in case the time doesn't work for you. Everything is recorded and stored in our online membership area, and you can download all the monthly coaching calls. So that's where you get personal interactive help. We have a private Facebook community that you can join, and so people share their sites, get support. Some people never come to the live calls. They just would rather get support from the Facebook group, and this is a private group, and we help you stay on top of important trends. So let me show you some of my clients' success stories. Here's Marty Pineno, and here's her before and after. So she's got a bakery, and here's her site before, and then she upgraded it to a new theme, and here it is afterwards. Here's Maureen, and she said, before discovering Christina, I spent thousands of dollars on websites that were more like placeholders and obsolete. And she said, to say the least, it was disheartening, right? Because she'd have to scrap them and start all over after years of work. Because my work is so vital to the health and well-being of those in the throes of life transition, and she helps people through life transition. She wanted to share it as widely as possible. And then here's her other site. I would have never known about gems like the WordPress Divi theme if it weren't for Christina. Now it makes up the core of my 3 websites, an online course and a membership site. Christina's clear, calm teaching approach makes grasping website creation not only possible but inspiring. She's an absolute breath of fresh air in the world of online marketing. You'll feel heard, respected, and supported right where you're at, wherever that is, while learning from her. Here's this other gal, Lila, and she is an artist. And she said, Christina's website marketing workshop offered me an opportunity to realize my dream. It has always been my dream to write and share stories of my photographs that I shot while traveling the world. Christina's website marketing workshop offered me an opportunity to realize this dream. Through this incredible process of learning to market my website, I've been able to reach and have a dialogue with so many wonderful people. The classes were thorough, well explained, and our customer support people were always ready to help. When I finished the program, I was confident in maintaining and marketing my website. There always seems to be a way to have access to any information you need through her support programs. I cannot thank Christina Hills and her team enough for helping me to accomplish something that seemed so unobtainable 2 years ago. And then we've got Lauren Slade, and she has been in my website marketing workshop for years because she just loves being able to be up to date on the latest trends and technology. She says it helps me run my business and my web and helps me keep my businesses and websites running smoothly. I love how Christina Hills always helps me up to date, keeps me up to date on the latest trends and technologies for WordPress in the website marketing workshop. And the biggest thing that she really wants is for us to succeed. She and her team stays on top of things and makes sure everyone is taken care of. I've been learning from her for years, and she always has a new, fresh approach to things to help me keep my business and websites running smoothly. And then Sally Stone, her success story. Christina's been my go-to mentor for building my own website since 2012. Yes, she is amazing. Her trainings have empowered me to maintain control over my website, which has been crucial to updating my site in a timely and affordable manner. When I was ready for my business to expand and take advantage of the modern and very real need to have social media, email marketing, SEO, and appointment tools better organized and managed on my website, I took her website marketing workshop. So Sally had gone through my foundation course, and then she signed up for my intermediate course. The result for me has been a complete website makeover that I'm really proud of and very excited to unveil. Plus, in this program, you get the online appointment booking. So how to take appointments right on your website. This is great for coaches and consultants. Why you want to use this for both paying clients and potential new clients, and how this will save time for you and make your clients happier in the sales process. And here's Sally's site, and on the lower corner she had a little pop-up to schedule an appointment with her. Now, another one of the bonuses I have in this program is the link tree. So and I'll show you what a link tree is. It's common on Instagram and Twitter. It's like a mini version of your site. So I have a template that I give away if you use the Divi theme, and you can modify it your own how you see fit. So it's for when somebody's on your website. No, it's when somebody's on their phone and they click, like on Instagram. This is a like little link tree mini version of your site. So this is a bonus. Not everybody might want that. And here you'll see on my Instagram is a link tree. And then I also have it on Twitter. So that's a little extra bonus for you. Here's Michelle Anderson's before and after, before she joined my program and then afterwards, and her testimonial, and this was from Facebook. And I just wanted to make a post here and share how impressed I am with your, and I used to call it the website transformation workshop. I've only made it through the refresh module, but have jumped around to check out different things, including looking at the Facebook group. I can tell you are passionate about teaching this topic. So far, everything has been well and thoroughly explained. It's truly refreshing to have the step-by-step instruction when you are someone who doesn't know that much about WordPress or how to create and maintain a site. So she knew the basics and was able um, to revamp her site. So this program, you can binge it. So you can binge watch the program. You can go fast or slow at your own. It's your own choice at your own pace. And here is my guarantee. So this is a membership program. So I'm so confident in the website marketing workshop that I know if you follow the steps and do the work, you will have a truly transforming experience marketing your site. And just to back that up, we'll give you your first 30 days to decide if my teaching methods are for you. If you decide this program is not for you, just let us know by email within 30 days and you'll get a 100% refund of your first payment. And then after 30 days, you can always cancel. So it's just like Netflix, you pay every month, but we do have an annual plan. So the place to go to is website marketingworkshop.com, and I'm going to go there. I think I'll go there right now.